Well, good morning. Heavily armed members of the Special Operations Group moved in just after.
Is that the Raptor squad? Or is that only like in Mount Jurat? What up, YouTube? It's your girl, TT Chanel. You clicked the title, you read the page. That mean Australian news time. Listen, man, shout out to the lads. I love being in y'all business. I love listening to y'all Australian news clips. I love it. I love it because it reminds me that in America, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Like, you guys got problems just like we got problems. At some point, I felt like only we had problems. But it kind of makes me feel human knowing that there's problems all over the world. You know, I just thought America was just mad. I tell you, mad. But, thoughts and prayers to everybody, man. The world is a shit show right now, and you just got to stay prayed up. Now that that's out the way, time to get ghetto. We on the road to 3,000. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I hit that subscribe for the vibe. I don't know why I was yelling just now. I don't know. Let's get to it. I ain't gonna lie though. What's worse, Sydney or Melbourne? Am I saying it? Wait, hold on, because she said it just now. So let me see how she said it.
Good morning. We start with breaking news. Melbourne's
busy. Bad fast. Melbourne. She said Melbourne, but there's an R there, so it's like Melbourne, right? I was showing so.
Chapel Street in Windsor has been shut down around the Christmas rush. Locals ordered to go inside and lock the doors amid a standoff between police and a man reportedly armed with a gun. We'll go straight to Amber Johnson, who's at the scene for us. Amber, good morning. Just take us through what's happened.
Beautiful though. Looks like a nice little building right there.
Well, good morning. Heavily armed members of the Special Operations Group moved in just after.
Is that the Raptor squad? Or is that only like in Mount Jurat?
An hour ago now, arresting a man in his 20s who is known to police. Now, behind me here, this white van, this is the vehicle that he was inside when he made that initial call to police with those threats. I've just asked my cameraman here to zoom up.
He was shooting rounds at him.
On the windscreen there. Now, those holes, they were created by gas canisters that were fired off by officers in an attempt to coax the man out of the vehicle. Now, we were there the moment that they moved in.
Following. My bad. Yo, Australian police do not like to shoot. I realized that. Like, they would do everything in their power before they use their gun. That I respect. That I respect.
Reports that he was armed with a firearm and making threats. You can see him here flanked by officers as he's cuffed and taken into custody. They were first called to the area around 7:30 this morning, and what followed was hours of tense negotiations. At one point, those two gas canisters were fired off with the loud bangs reverberating through the area, followed by
crazy. Like what? Gas tanks? Guns. Yo, this dude was on one. And he didn't care. He must have been on one. Like, what y'all be smoking out there, lads?
Lots of yelling, and he was arrested a short time later. Here is what locals and police have had to say.
We know that there's a man with weapons probably loaded, and he's in a van, and you know, people are scared here. They don't know what they're doing.
I love the accents. Ugh, lads. I love the accent, man. If I was single, if I was single, y'all would have to bring me a girl, you know, with a nice accent.
Police negotiated with the male. He did say he had a firearm. At this stage, we haven't located a firearm, but that search is ongoing.
He has been taken to the local police station here where he's
you're really innocent until proven guilty, because you realize that in Australia, they even blur out the person's face. Like, I don't even know what this guy looked like. He just had a whole police standoff with Australian cops. So how do you have a police standoff and they still protect your image? That's crazy.
To be interviewed in a short time.
Okay, Amber, thank you. Well, let's go to Canberra now, and a fiery start in Parliament this morning. The coalition calling for heads to roll after a man released from immigration detention faced court accused of indecent assault. Our federal politics reporter Fiona Willan has the details for us. Fee, good morning. Just talk us through what's unfolded this morning.
Cambria. Where that's at? Let me know. Drop a comment.
Davina, the political fight has just become even more fierce. So the opposition has gone on the attack in the Senate this morning after it was confirmed that a 65-year-old man is behind bars, charged with 2 counts of indecent assault. He was refused by
65 years old. Damn, he probably was having a moment. You know, when you were old as hell, you start bugging out.
after being arrested at an Adelaide hotel on Saturday night. So his name is Ali Awayuwari and he has a history of violent attacks on women. He was among...
Oh, he violating women? Lock his old ass up. Lock his old ass up. Throw away the key, lads. Throw away the key.
Nearly 150 immigration detainees who walked free in recent weeks after a landmark High Court decision. In a separate incident in Sydney over the weekend, a 45-year-old man from the same cohort was charged with drug possession. So both of these cases will add pressure to the government as it scrambles to get new laws through Parliament to lock up the worst offenders. The opposition says it was too slow off the mark and is calling for the ministers responsible for the portfolio, Claire O'Neill.
Burn my lip. I'm stressed. I hit the blunt and burned my lip a little bit. Like my last video.
And Andrew Giles to go.
Sack these hopeless ministers, Minister Giles and Minister O'Neill, because the consequences are now writ large. Go and ask the woman in South Australia who was sexually assaulted what she thinks of the way your
I feel like he should remain his ass in jail.
Government has handled this.
They have been working around the clock. They have been thrown a complex and challenging situation, which we have responded to with terms on visas, with legislation that's already passed.
Now, under those new laws that
are courtroom, I like that. They be yelling and carrying on. Yo, the other day in our courtroom in the Supreme Court was a senator, I believe. I don't know if it was a Supreme Court, but it was a senator, and he was about to fight another senator. Ghetto.
Already passed. Most of the former detainees are wearing monitoring bracelets. Labor is now pressuring the opposition to help it get the next bill through Parliament this week. Even if this happens, it'll be up to the courts to decide if anyone should be re-detained. Davina?
OK, Fiona, thank you. Israel has renewed its intensive strikes throughout Gaza, extending its ground offensive.
I can't stomach that. I cannot stomach that. We got to skip that. What's going on out there is just too much for me. All right, let's go here.
Let's go to Queensland now, where monster hail has smashed parts of the southeast. Kate Lamb is in Gympie for us this morning. Kate, they saw the worst of it there.
Yeah, I just did a reaction video to how beautiful the beach was. When did it start hailing? Like, what? Oh, y'all got that bipolar weather. Okay, I know to bring some shorts and turtlenecks. That's the type of weather y'all got.
It certainly did, Davina. What started as a normal day like any other quickly turned when this monster storm rolled through around midday.
Oh my God, I hope yo, shout out to the lads. Are y'all good? Like, what's going on? Why nobody told me this, what y'all was going through?
Catching many people off guard. There were giant hailstones falling down. Some of them
that could knock a nigga head off.
Only the size of golf balls, but the size of grapefruits, up to 10 centimetres, pummeling down. We've just come from a daycare centre which was forced to close early because a roof in their storage room started to cave in. They described it like a waterfall, and so they called their parents to pick up the kids early as they tried to salvage what resources they could. We've also seen homes, windows, as well as car windscreens destroyed. Farmers too, with reports that there's a farm on the outskirts of Gympie which has had around 4 hectares of their squash crops that has been decimated by this storm that's rolled through. What's added to their pain is the fact they're not insured. Now, this all comes as another...
Damn, why they ain't have no insurance?
Major and monster weather event is unfolding off the coast. We have a cyclone that's building and brewing near the Solomon Islands, and that is expected to potentially come towards Queensland. So, Davina,
be careful. This is some serious stuff right here. I didn't think the news was going to take us here. This is some serious stuff. Y'all better be careful out there.
Certainly one we'll be watching over the coming days.
Yeah, a lot going on. OK, Kate, thank you. Greenpeace activists have targeted oil and gas giant Woodside in Perth, scaling a 140-metre crane next to the company's headquarters and unfurling a banner. The protesters calling the fossil fuel giant Australia's greatest climate threat before being arrested. 2 men have been arrested after attempting to steal cars from the home of boxing champion Jeff Fennick in Sydney's inner...
She just said 2 men have been arrested in Sydney after you guys were trying to steal cars from a celebrity boxer. You gotta be one dumb person to why would you try to steal a car from, you know, type of security, type of trackers? That's crazy.
West. Aaron Ramsey has the details.
Bantamweight title holder Jeff Fennick and his wife were asleep upstairs here at their 5-dock home when thieves broke in around 4 a.m. this morning. The thieves gaining access through a laundry window before swiping several sets of keys.
The crazy thing was that when the police came in and they showed me the car keys, I thought, wow, because my Rolex was right beside my keys and some money, or in the vicinity of, and
why would y'all go and steal from a famous boxer? Like, we got Floyd. I doubt anybody is crazy enough in America to go to Floyd's house and steal. That just would not be the smartest thing. I can't believe he had to go through this.
They're all still left there.
They then attempted to open an Audi parked in the driveway, but it was the wrong set of keys, later giving up and taking off in the direction of the park across the road.
Only God knows what I would have done if I would have caught him in my house, because it's my daughter and my wife up there, you know, so I don't know.
A neighbour also had the window of their Audi SUV smashed in. It's unknown if it's related to the theft at Fennick's home.
She's coming in the morning and she
in Sydney. That was beautiful.
have a look at you. Oh my goodness, last night you just matched the car.
2 men aged 20 and 29 were arrested nearby. They're currently at Burwood Police Station where they're assisting police.
It is the usual nervous wait for mortgage holders today ahead of the Reserve Bank's rate decision at 2:30 Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Let's bring in Nine's finance editor Chris Kohler. Okay, Chris.
And stuff. That's boring. Look at the last one. All right, I'm not into stocks. Y'all hit that subscribe for the vibe. Shout out to the lads.